I've been a fan of Above and Beyond since 2002. Initially, I came across their music as Ocean Lab, which is their project with Justine Suissa, and the Anjuna Beats Volume 1 compilation album. And yeah, I've just been a fan ever since. I've been keeping up with them off and on for a long time. I always wanted to go and see them live, but for one reason or another, I never could. Things just weren't aligning. And then when I started photographing live music in 2014, I eventually came around to the idea of possibly photographing Above and Beyond. So I reached out to them in 2015 when they were doing their acoustic set tour and made an attempt to work with them. It unfortunately didn't work out that time. I just kind of put it on the back burner and didn't think about it too much until this time. Above and Beyond announced their Bigger Than All of Us tour, and they were making a stop in New York. So I sent an email introducing myself, linking to my portfolio, and saying that I'd love to photograph the show in New York. And nothing happened for a long time. I reached out to them in April, and the show was in September. They did get back to me to say that they were going to pass it along to their content team and that they would let me know. And then I followed up in July just to check in, and I didn't hear back. At this point, I had resigned myself to the fact that I probably wouldn't get to photograph them. But I figured I'd try one last time, and if I didn't hear anything back, then I would just go as a fan and enjoy myself that way. They got back to me. They asked me what my rate would be. I gave them an estimate. I followed up again, and I didn't hear back until the day before, where they said they wanted to have me on. They already had a photographer, but they liked my work, and they wanted to have me on board as well. That was a really great surprise. It was really a different experience. For one thing, the focus usually isn't on the DJ themselves. It's the entirety of the experience. It's the production, the lighting, the crowd. It's showing the enormity of everything. Another thing that was different is that usually when I'm working for a publication or I'm working for myself, or even if I'm working for an artist, most of the time I kind of have free reign over what it is that I'm photographing, as long as I make it look good. With Above and Beyond, they had a production team. That means that I had to fit in with what was already being captured. They had video people, there was a drone operator, and like I mentioned before, there was another still photographer. And we all had to coordinate things. There was a group chat going, someone was calling out the songs as they were happening. We had a spreadsheet with the song lists and different colors and whether or not there were lasers and all sorts of things to keep track of. My job was primarily to capture the crowd. They wanted pictures of people enjoying themselves, people wearing merch, and experiencing the show. And that was fun. I don't get to do that all that often. Typically, I'm focused on the performer, and if something of note happens in the crowd surfing, things like that, signs in the crowd, usually I'll turn my attention to that and try and capture that as well. But it isn't usually my main focus. So this was a nice change of pace. I was asked to do that for first half of Above and Beyond set, and then for the remainder, I was allowed to go anywhere that I wanted within the confines of the rules, meaning there were certain songs where they wanted someone to capture what was on screen because they type messages and that gets displayed on the LCD behind them. And we need to be aware of that and just kind of make sure that we're getting photos of the screens as well as the whole show. I also had an opportunity to go on stage and take pictures behind the DJs facing out to the crowd. It was really exciting to be a part of the crew because, I'm a fan. It's easy to kind of like have blinders on and tune out and just be focused on the visuals. This time was different. I was focused on the visuals, but I was also listening as a fan. That felt really special. I really want to thank Above and Beyond and Juna Beats for giving me the opportunity to show up and take some photos for them, especially since they already had a crew. You know, they already had people, and them allowing me to come on board. I appreciate that very much. I hope you enjoyed listening to my story. It was a really fun experience, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully I can do another video soon. Not sure what it'll be about, but I'm figuring it out. Thanks again, and take care.